I'm going to make a controversial statement to some of you, but it's important to talk about as we go along your decision path when you're deciding to get married. Don't get married without having sex. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Alex Blasingame. Don't get married without having sex. I can feel the hatred and guffaw and surprise emanating through the YouTube channels at me for making this dangerous statement for some of you. But if you will hear me out, I'm going to lay out my logic here and you can see if it makes sense to you or not. Before we get started on that, do me a quick favor, click that like button, push the subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know when I add a new video to my playlist, and it'll help me out too. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Let me give you a hypothetical scenario here. This is kind of what I'm talking about. You're going to go to a car lot. At this car lot, it doesn't matter, there's no particular brand. This lot is filled with cars that you would want to buy. You go to the lot and you can look at any car they have on the lot. You are going to have to buy right now the only car that you will ever be allowed to drive. But here's the catch. You can't open it, you can't start it, and you can't drive it before you buy it. And oh yeah, the contract is irrevocable. You can't get out of it. You have to pay for it for the rest of your life. You can look at the color, you can look at the curves, but you can't hop in her and drive it around the block. Does that sound like some kind of contract you'd be willing to sign? Does that sound reasonable? Hopefully you're saying, that's really stupid, I would never sign up for that. Who knows what's even underneath the hood? It could be a tiny little one-cylinder go-kart engine in there or something like that. I mean, who knows? Are the wheels going to fall off? Is it squeaky? Does it have enough distance? You know, what's the mile? What's going to happen to this car? You would never, ever do that. So, if you would never do that with a thing that you need to get in and go around all the time, every day, why would you do that with the person that you're going to get married to, that you're going to sleep with and next to for the rest of your life? Because I'm going to make an assumption that if you're the kind of person who wants to wait or who feels they need to wait to get married before they have sex, you're probably not interested or not a big fan of divorce. So you're in this for the long haul. Like our car example. So let me ask you a question. Let's take it now to the bedroom. The supposed bedroom that you're going to have, because you don't know what you're talking about because you haven't had sex yet. What if you get married and it's wonderful and you jump in bed and this person's horrible? What if you can't stand being in bed with them? What if they don't want to have sex very much? What if they want to have sex too much? What if they want to have sex the way you don't want to have sex? These are big issues. It sounds stupid. It sounds trivial. It's not. Failure in the bedroom, unhappiness with sex, is a big drain on the happiness of your marriage, and it can lead to problems further down the road that you don't want to have. I'm going to also take my tip one step further here, and I'm going to say not only should you have sex prior to getting married, you should have sex, you should spend the night with that person, and you should wake up the next morning next to that person in one of your bedrooms. Why am I saying that? Here's a statement. The ugliest that that person will ever be is the morning after you have sex with them. They are unwashed. They do not have makeup on. Their hair is not done. Their breath stinks. They are disheveled. They are tired. They're not put together. They have not had a chance to compose themselves before meeting you. This is the most real that you will ever see this person. So I invite you to give that car a test drive, check them out, okay? Sleep with them to see if you can sleep with them, right? Maybe they kick like a horse all night and you just can't even sleep in the same bed with them. Who knows? And you can't change people. We talked about that already in a previous video. So now you've got an issue. And then the third thing is, wake up in the morning and look at this person while they're sleeping. This is the ugliest they're going to be, like I said. So just take a big, long look, because this is it. This is it right now. You know, say, is this the person? If this is what they look like right now, could I live with this? I hope you do this. I hope that you do this before you get married, because it's a really important thing to do. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room for a moment. I'm not here to give you religious advice, and if you object to sleeping with someone on religious grounds, there's not really anything I can do about that. I would just ask you to look inside your heart and look inside your mind and decide if whatever religion you follow would really be upset if you were to be happy in your marriage. Is that what people are trying to get you to do? Be unhappy? You need to answer that question for yourself. I kind of don't want to tread all over your morals and your feelings and your religious beliefs. That's you alone. You don't need to explain it to everybody or to anybody, but just sit down and think about that for a minute because it's important. One final note. If you decide to take my advice and you are having sex before you get married, wear protection. You do not want an unwanted pregnancy messing up this whole thing you're on here, okay? Because you could hate having sex with this person, and now you got a whole separate slate of issues here. So have protected sex. It's important. STDs are bad. Unwanted pregnancies are extremely undesirable. So make sure you're wrapping it up. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you hit any major roadblocks on this having sex before getting married issue. It's not a big issue for me. I mean, it wasn't with my wife and I know with some people it is. We have very good friends that waited until they got married and it worked out for them great. They're very happy and they have kids. But to me, it's building those castles in the sky again and just wishing for the best as opposed to actually figuring out what it is you want before you get married. Find me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, visit my website, alexblassingame.com. Thanks for watching. There'll be more. That's a hot button issue right there.
Yeah.
I would say.